Your fate is already decided and it is coded into your DNA. As a hypnotherapist, I've been able to read people's subconscious mind. I can read people's past. I can read people's present. I can even predict people's future. And the way I am able to do that is what I'm going to teach you guys today. And once you understand this, you can shift your identity however you want to attract whatever you truly desire. All you have to do is understand what I'm about to teach you in this training program. And it will blow your mind how powerful your subconscious mind is and how you can transform your subconscious mind and attract whatever that you truly desire, be it your desired relationship, abundance, or good professional life, whatever it is. You can attract that if you understand how to reprogram your DNA. Now, to understand this, we have to understand epigenetics. How fate is influenced, not fixed. So let's understand what is epigenetic. Epigenetic refers to how genes are turned on or off without changing the DNA itself. Think of DNA as a piano. Epigenetic decides which keys are played. Now, epigenetic is coded into our DNA. Now, this programming that is coded into our DNA decides what kind of behavior we will have, what kind of traits we will have, and our epigenetic decides which traits are turned on and which traits are turned off. Now, if you observe, there are a lot of things you might have inherited from your parents, such as the way you look, the way you behave. A lot of the things will rely on how your parents have lived your life, and that is going to influence your life as well. Now, there are two kind of patterns that we need to understand with regards to epigenetics so that we can understand how does epigenetic work and what are the different kind of patterns that epigenetic have, so that we can completely transform our epigenetic and reprogram it to attract whatever we truly desire. So there are two type of epigenetic patterns. Number one is inherited epigenetic patterns, which are passed down through generation, shaped by stress, survival, trauma, environment, influence, stress response, emotional sensitivity, and resilience. These patterns are deeply ingrained but not permanent. Now, these are something that we inherit from our parents. Our parents might have inherited from our grandparents and so on. This is how information has been passed on from generation to generation, which is coded into our DNA. Now, if you observe, your father might reflect a lot of the qualities that your grandfather had, and you might have certain similar qualities as well. However, if you observe, you are not exactly like your grandfather. That is because epigenetics transform. And then we have to learn experience-based epigenetic patterns. Our epigenetics change due to different experiences. So your father might have inherited a lot of your grandfather's epigenetics, but his life experiences transformed his epigenetics. And when he passed those on to you, your life experiences will further transform your epigenetics. And then you are going to pass that on to the next generation that is about to come. So we need to understand how experiences shape our epigenetic patterns. So experience-based epigenetic patterns is they are formed through life experiences, strongly influenced during the ages of 1 to 9. This is because during this period of our childhood, our subconscious mind is developing, and whatever we experience during this time frame shapes our epigenetic. This can also change later in life through intense or repeated emotional states. These patterns shape relationship behaviors, emotional reactions, motivations, and avoidance tendencies. Now, if you observe, there are certain traits that you might have inherited from your parents, and there are certain traits that you might have developed with your life experiences. However, the most prominent ones are the one between the ages of 1 to 9. I'm not saying after the ages of 1 to 9, whatever happened is not going to shape your epigenetic, but it might require a lot of advanced intervention needs. However, the ones that you have inherited and the ones you have experienced through the ages of 1 to 9 are by far the most dominant. And this is why a lot of the time when I meet people, I'm able to predict their past, their present, and I can also predict their future. This is because all I'm doing is I'm reading their epigenetic. This is how I'm able to read people so easily. The key insight is epigenetic does not decide your future. It biases your nervous system towards what feels familiar. In reality, I'm not reading people, I am just reading the probability. Such as in between the ages of 1 to 9, let's suppose you ate a lot of burgers. So I know if I offered you oatmeal and burgers, the probability of you choosing burger is quite high. So I can predict your future, but it is only probability. I'm just reading your epigenetic, and based upon that, I am making a prediction about your fate. Did I read your fate? Yes, maybe. But am I actually reading your fate? No, I'm just reading the probability. And this is why, if you observe the relationship that your parents had with one another, will influence your relationship pattern in your adult life. The sort of relationship that you had with your parents between the ages of 1 to 9 will also shape what kind of relationships you are going to attract into your life. Now, if you observe, there are two layers of attraction. One is inherited from your parents. The other one is shaped through your life experiences. This is where we need to understand how can we get inside our subconscious mind and we can alter our epigenetics. Because if your parents didn't have a good relationship with one another, if you didn't have a good relationship with your parent between the ages of 1 to 9, it will make you a magnet for attracting toxic relationships into your life. And all my training programs are based on that. You can go and check them out. But if you observe, what's actually happening over here is it is all coded into your DNA. You are so familiar with these kind of relationship patterns that you will be naturally drawn to them. Your vibration will attract such kind of relationships into your life. Now let's understand what's the role that our subconscious mind plays in our epigenetic. The subconscious mind as the controller. How the subconscious influences epigenetics. The subconscious mind regulates stress hormones, nervous system balance, perception of safety versus threat. These signals directly affect gene expression. Why this matters is when the subconscious perceives danger, survival genes stay active. Growth and repair systems are suppressed. Now, a great example over here is if someone has scarcity mindset, if someone has inherited those kind of beliefs about financial abundance from their parents and between the ages of 1 to 9, they have been subject to scarcity. What's going to happen is survival genes will stay active. That means scarcity will stay active within their subconscious mind. Growth and repair systems are suppressed. So that means financial abundance or attracting more money is not active within their genes. Now, this is where I want to bring your attention on something very important. If you have imagined people who talk about financial abundance talk about gratitude. Why do they talk about gratitude? Let's understand that. Because when your subconscious mind perceives safety, it does that when you have gratitude. And when it does that, healing and expansion becomes possible. So that means you will be able to attract more wealth and financial abundance into your life. So that means our genes are being changed by our actions. And I just gave you an example of financial abundance. You can apply the same example on relationship. Let's suppose if your parents had a toxic relationship and they were both in survival mode throughout their relationship. In between the ages of 1 to 9, you had a toxic relationship with your parent that kept your relationship in survival mode. So what are you going to attract in your adult life relationship? You are only going to attract love that keeps you in survival mode. It is not going to be a healthy love. Your subconscious mind will not allow that relationship to grow healthy because it is familiar with survival mode. Now, this happens in all the aspects of our life. Any kind of relationship, be it with financial abundance, be it with our professional life, with our personal life, be it with anything, it is all coded into our DNA. So, the core principle that we need to understand is you don't change DNA directly. You change the signals that tell DNA how to behave. Control the subconscious, influence the biological expression. Now, what do I mean by influence biological expression? By biological expression, what I mean over here is your subconscious mind not only controls who you attract by gene expressions, your subconscious mind also have biological influence on your body. Your body resembles your parents and your life experiences. That's how your genes are getting activated and deactivated, and your body right now in itself is a byproduct of gene expression. And this is where I want to tell you guys something very important. What if I told you you can cure anything just by controlling your subconscious mind? Because as an instant healing hypnotherapist, I have helped a lot of the people help with biological issues. I was able to get inside their subconscious mind and remove those biological issues, and they were able to heal things that they never thought they could ever heal. Let's understand something about this, how magical your subconscious mind is. Now, let's understand belief driven biological change. Now, over here, I have a very interesting case. It is very well documented. It is called the Krebiozen case, a well documented medical case studied by Harvard researchers. And I want you guys to research on this case. It's going to completely blow your mind. It is going to open up your mind to understanding how powerful your subconscious mind is. It can heal anything if you believe in it. So let's understand this case. A patient with advanced cancer was given an experimental drug he believed would cure him. And as a result of that, the tumor rapidly shrank. Now, the most important part over here is once the doctor gave him this experimental drug and he believed that it would heal him, the tumor actually shrank. However, with more research, the doctors find out that the drug was ineffective. The moment the doctors found out that the drug was ineffective, they told the patient that the drug was ineffective and symptoms returned, because the belief that the patient had was that the drug was supposed to cure him, and the patient had absolute belief in the drug. However, when the doctors informed that particular patient that the drug doesn't work, the belief of the patient was shattered, and as a result, the tumor started growing again. Now, something really magical happened afterward. The doctors told that there was a new improved version of the drug, and they gave that drug to the patient while that drug didn't even cure cancer. And as a result of that, what happened is the belief system of the patient got activated once again. The gene expression got activated once again. And what happened? Tumor shrank again. Now, if you see what's actually happening is the person's body is healing by belief, not medications over here. The belief of the patient is so strong that it is healing their cancer. Your subconscious mind can do that. Now, why does this even matter? This is because the patient's belief alter neurochemical signaling, stress response, immune activity. This demonstrates that belief can override biological expectations through the nervous system. Now imagine this. Any kind of belief inside your subconscious mind that you have is influencing your biology. It is influencing your life choices. It is influencing your entire reality. A lot of the time when people walk into my 15 days instant healing program, I first offer them a free mini therapy session. This is because I want to test their belief. And if they are 100% sure, during this free mini therapy session, I assess that their belief on my program is 100%. I allow them to enroll into my program because I already know their subconscious mind is primed for results. And if their subconscious mind is primed for result, placebo effect will happen and they will get the results, because that's how our subconscious mind works. And in this free mini therapy session, 80 to 90% of the time, I refuse a lot of the people to enroll into my 15 days instant healing program because I can sense Their belief is not strong enough, and I cannot promise them the results, and my program comes with a money back guarantee. So this is where I want you guys to understand the power of belief. The reason I have been able to give people so many results with my 15 days instant healing program is I only enroll people into my program who already have a strong belief. I am cherry picking people who are primed for success. This is how my program consistently delivers results. So the belief is the gateway to change. Your belief will control your entire reality, your entire biology, your entire relationship dynamics, and that's how belief are the gateway to change. So let's understand this. Why belief is so powerful? Belief shapes emotional response, hormonal output, nervous system state. The brain's priority is consistency. It works to align external reality with internal expectations. You need to understand this very clearly over here. Your subconscious mind has one primary purpose. That is to balance your internal reality with your external reality. So if it has any kind of belief inside, such as there is no cure for cancer, like that patient, what's going to happen? Within their external reality, they have cancer. The tumor started growing. However, when their internal reality was the miracle drug is effective, that's when within their external reality, the tumor started shrinking. Your subconscious mind will try to balance your beliefs with the reality that you are living. So if within your belief, you believe that all relationships require compromise, or you need to be very giving in relationship, you need to be in constant communication with your partner to ensure that they are attracted to you, guess what you're going to attract into your reality? You're going to attract a partner who is going to validate that belief. This is where a lot of the times when people walk into my program, I help them heal their father wound, their mother wound. What I'm actually doing over there is I'm changing their inherited epigenetic code. But then I also change their experience based epigenetic. That is where I give them a roadmap. In this roadmap, I'm not just changing their relationship pattern, but each and every blockage inside their subconscious mind. Because if we can remove these blockages from their subconscious mind, their beliefs are going to change. As their belief about a lot of the different things are going to shift, guess what they are going to attract into their reality? A lot of abundance in a lot of different aspects of life. So my program is not just for attracting your desired relationship. It is about changing your subconscious mind and balancing each and every emotion in a way that attracts whatever you truly desire in a healthy manner. Now, the key insight over here is when belief is strong and repeated, the body adjusts chemistry, the nervous system adapts, gene expression follows. This is the biological foundation of manifestation. Now, I want you guys to understand this. If you have been holding on to any kind of belief, I want you to cross check that belief once again and observe how that belief is influencing your biological body, your reality, your relationship, and the sort of experiences that you have been attracting into your reality. Because understand this, this is the basic foundation of manifestation. Your epigenetic is deciding what you attract into your reality. And whatever belief you are holding on to is your fate. This is how I can read people. When I talk to people and they express any kind of belief to me, I know their belief is their fate. Because if they believe in something with so much conviction, I already know that their reality or their future is going to reflect the same. And this is very important over here. So let's understand why belief can law or liberate your life. Where belief comes from. Beliefs are either inherited through environment and modeling, conditioned through repeated emotional experiences. The subconscious does not require proof, it only requires familiarity. So that means your subconscious mind will accept any kind of belief. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need any kind of logical proof to hold on to a particular belief. What it needs is it can be inherited through your environment or modeling. That is by how your parents lived their life, or what your parents have preached to you, or what you have experienced with your parents. So you are going to inherit their beliefs. And your beliefs can also be conditioned through repeated emotional experiences, such as if anytime you expressed your emotions to your parents and you were subject to either ghosting or gaslighting, guess what your belief is going to be? Your belief is going to be that anytime I express my emotions, there's always consequences. So, as the result of that, that belief will shape your behavior. In your adult life relationship, you might struggle with expressing your emotions, establishing boundaries, and you will consistently keep attracting behaviors of gaslighting or ghosting, and you would be okay with that. No matter how much you consciously feel like you hate it, you will still stick into those kind of dynamics because your subconscious mind is familiar with that. Your belief system has been conditioned to believe that this is what relationships are all about. If you observe, this is how epigenetics work in every field of life. So a lot of our toxic patterns and the things that we attract into our life that we do not desire is a byproduct of our epigenetics. So let's understand toxic conditioning and epigenetic loops. People raised in stressful or emotionally unsafe environments often develop beliefs such as love equals pain, safety is unstable, change is dangerous. These beliefs keep stress chemistry active, reinforce survival based gene expression, attract familiar relationship dynamics. Remember, if your gene is in survival mode, healing and growth can't happen. This is why you will attract relationships that keep you in survival mode. This is why when people walk into my 15 days instant healing program, I use instant healing hypnosis because I don't like to work with their conscious mind. The conscious mind is the least informed and the last to change, but your subconscious mind is highly adaptive. So I go directly into their subconscious mind. I identify the root cause that is shaping their gene expression, and then we change that through hypnotherapy. And once we do that, the shift is instant. This is one of the biggest reasons that all my methods are instant. And if you have practiced any of my methods that I have preached on this channel, you are going to realize all the methods are instant. You feel the shift is very instant. The moment you come out of hypnosis, you feel the shift. This is because our subconscious mind controls our entire reality. And I believe hypnotherapy is by far one of the most advanced methods of communicating with your subconscious mind and having an identity shift instantly. This is why I became an instant healing hypnotherapist, because your subconscious mind holds the key to your entire reality. And I have used instant healing hypnosis to help people with cancer, people who had a lot of speaking issues, or people who had a lot of biological issues. And the results have been phenomenal. But the most important part is these are just biological outcomes. I have also helped people remove their relationship patterns so that they can attract healthy relationships into their life. But within my program, I also help them to remove all the blockages from their subconscious mind. So they also attract a lot of financial abundance and success in all aspects of their life because we have completely removed every element of toxicity from their epigenetic. So what is the final insight over here? The final insight is belief is powerful but fragile. This is the most important part. Belief is so strong, it controls your entire reality, it controls your entire fate, but it is so fragile that your subconscious mind will accept any kind of belief without any kind of proof. And that is where cult psychology comes in. This is where a lot of the people fall victim to cults and a lot of religious scams because they actually work. Since the people believe that it is going to work, it works. However, the belief that they have been given is so fragile, it's not based on any kind of logic. That is where cult psychology actually comes in. And that is a very interesting discussion I might discuss with you guys in some other video. But you need to understand if the belief is present, the outcomes will be there. It doesn't matter if the belief is based upon facts or not. If limiting beliefs go unchallenged, they stabilize biological and emotional patterns that feel like fate. Change becomes possible only when belief shifts at the subconscious level. This is why I say hypnotherapy is by far the fastest way of changing your life because we directly communicate with the subconscious mind. We work with the subconscious mind where the change is instant. The core integration principle that I want you guys to understand over here is you do not reprogram your life by forcing outcomes. You reprogram it by changing internal signals. This is why law of attraction says you attract what you feel inside. This is why law of vibration says whatever vibration you are on, you attract similar people into your life or experiences into your life. This is why law of assumption says whatever you assume to be true will come true into your reality. All the spiritual practices are based upon our epigenetic. So you start with belief. Your belief will change your nervous system. Your nervous system will influence your biology. Your biology will influence your behavior. Your behavior will get you the results. So what have we learned in this training program today? We have learned epigenetics show us one truth. That is, it listens to perception, repetition, emotional familiarity, belief, change the signal and the system responds. The entire reality responds. Everything in your reality can be changed if you can get inside your subconscious mind and change how your subconscious mind controls your gene expression. And once you do that, the reality bends to your will. This is how powerful your subconscious mind is. I hope that this video gives you a lot of insight into how powerful your subconscious mind is. Don't forget to comment down what you have learned from this training program. Share it with someone who can make use of this. And I will see you guys in the next video. Up until then, stay happy, stay blessed, and remember how powerful your subconscious mind is. Bye bye.